Hey guys, I'm Alpha Podges, but welcome to week 14 of the Premier League review. If you want to know this series, what we do is we take a look at the past set of Premier League results, we take a look at the Premier League table, and we finish off by looking at the top goal scorers. So here is the past set of Premier League results. These games were played on Tuesday the 28th and Wednesday the 29th of November 2017. Also next to the games are the times in this video, so if you want to hear about a specific game, just go at the time next to the match and just skip out all the other crap. But without further ado, let's get into our first match. We start with Watford versus Manchester United. Manchester United took the lead in this one in the 19th minute against the run of play. It started with Romelu Lukaku who rolled his man on the halfway line and found Jesse Lingard on the edge of the area. Lingard then picked out Ashley Young to his left and he hit it right-footed back across the keeper and into the back of the net. And Manchester United doubled their lead 5 minutes later when Ashley Young got his second. This came from a free kick about 25 yards out from goal. Young stepped up to take it as he curled the ball over the wall and into the top corner. And Manchester United got their third 5 minutes later when Anthony Martial made it 3-0 to the away side. It started with a Watford mistake as Christian Cabecela made a mess of a clearance and that gave Martial the chance to break to the edge of the area and he rolled it past Aurelio Gomez in the Watford net. But Watford got the perfect chance to get back into it as they were given a penalty in the 77th minute. Obviously it came from Marcus Rojo because he's a thug. He just completely wiped out Roberto Pereira from behind and it was a penalty all day long. Houdini stepped up to take it as he sent De Gea the wrong way and converted from the spot. And would you believe it, Watford reduced the deficit to 1 in the 84th minute when Abdoulaye Doucouré made it 3-2. It came as Watford substitute Andre Carrillo drilled across the box and Doucouré stuck his foot out and converted from the edge of the box. So the next goal in this game was vital. It would either complete the comeback for Watford or it would have won the game for United, and it happened 2 minutes later when Manchester United won the game thanks to Jesse Lingard. Lingard actually started the move well inside of his own half and he just carried the ball forward. He didn't have much help but he does have 4 Watford defenders around him. Lingard drops 2 of them and then snuck a shot into the corner from 20 yards out. And that's how the game ended. Fair play to both sides because this was a very entertaining match, unlike most other United ones. Ashley Young did well against his old side that he spent 5 years at and he didn't hold back in the celebrations when he scored. You'd think it was a Champions League final. United should have been well ahead but Watford did well in the second half to get back into it but they just couldn't find enough in the tank. And we move on to Arsenal versus Huddersfield. It didn't take long for this one to get a goal. It was only 3 minutes into the match. Arsenal took the lead through Alexandre Lacazette. Lacazette actually started the move off as he played it to Granit Xhaka. Xhaka then found Aaron Ramsey and he helped on with the back heel around his man and perfectly into the path of Lacazette who slotted home with his left foot from the edge of the box. And Arsenal doubled their lead in the 68th minute when Olivier Giroud got the goal. It was a typical Arsenal goal with some lovely passing from Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez. A 1-2 between those two cuts the Huddersfield defence in half. Ozil has the ball and he squared across the goal for Giroud who converted from 6 yards out. And only a minute later Arsenal killed the game off when they made it 3-0 thanks to Alexis Sanchez. Another lovely passing move from the Gunners as Mesut Ozil was sent through by a lovely first time pass. He then lofted the cross into the path of Sanchez who volleyed it home from close range. And would you believe only 3 minutes later Arsenal made it 4. Mesut Ozil had a great spell with him getting 2 assists and a goal in the space of 5 minutes. The Huddersfield defence just fell apart as Aaron Ramsey played a ball that breaks the Huddersfield defence. That put Ozil 1-1 with the keeper and he finished it with ease. And Arsenal completed the bumming in the 87th minute when Olivier Giroud got his second. Sead Kolasinac looked like he was going to be the one who scored after flicking it up over the defender's head and was running onto it, but in came Giroud to steal the ball and swipe it into the net. And that's how the game would end. 5 is a bit harsh for Huddersfield who did play well for the first half and for some of the second, but as soon as that second one went in their heads dropped and Arsenal ran roughshod. Fair play to Arsenal though for properly making sure this game was killed off as Mesut Ozil actually looked alive, probably because this game was on TV so he wanted to look good. But Arsenal fully deserved of the points and that's exactly what they got. And we move on to Everton versus West Ham. Everton got the perfect chance to take the lead when they were given a penalty in the 19th minute. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was brought down in the box by Joe Hart and the ref pointed to the spot. Wayne Rooney stepped up to take it but his initial penalty was saved by Joe Hart, but unfortunately for him he palmed the ball straight back to the Everton skipper and he headed the rebound into the net. And Everton doubled their lead 10 minutes later when Wayne Rooney got his second of the match. It was extremely simple for Everton as Tom Davies crossed the ball and John Joe Kenny was going for the shot but he missed kicks it straight into the path of Rooney who put the ball home from 12 yards out. But West Ham would get themselves a vital penalty 50 minutes in the second half when Diafra Sakho got clear of Ashley Williams and the Welsh defender just hacked him down. Stonewall penalty. Manuel Lanzini stepped up to take it but Jordan Pickford gets the right way and he kept the penalty out. And Everton made it 3-0 when Wayne Rooney completed his hat-trick 25 minutes in the second half and this one was the pick of the bunch. Joe Hart came racing off of his line to clear the ball. It goes into the Everton half. Wayne Rooney collected it and launched it from inside his own half, 60 yards away from goal, inside of the centre circle. It flies over the England keeper and into the back of the net. Not a bad way to complete your hat-trick. And Everton got their 4th and 78th minute through centre-back Ashley Williams. He hasn't had the best of seasons so far, and considering how bad they've been all season, this result was quite remarkable. Gylfi Sigurdsson got the assist as he sent in a corner that was won by Williams, and he headed into the back of the net. And that's how the game ended. David Moyes absolutely hates playing against his former side, as ever since he left for Manchester United all those years ago, he hasn't scored a single goal against them, and Everton have scored about 12. Everton deserve the win as West Ham just looked dreadful, and Everton have looked really bad these past few games, so West Ham's confidence must be at rock bottom at this point. And we move on to Stoke versus Liverpool. Liverpool took the lead in the 18th minute when Sadio Mane got the goal. Stoke fans weren't too happy about this one because they thought the ball went out of play. Spoilers, it didn't. Joe Gomez digged the ball into the middle and the Stoke players just stopped because they want to go kick, and that allowed Dom Solanke to take it down, flick it onto Sadio Mane, who digged it over Lee Grant, and it trickled into the back of the net. And Liverpool doubled their lead 30 minutes in the second half when Mo Salah got his 11th Premier League goal of the season. It started when Sadio Mane nicked the ball off of his man before darting to the byline. He then crossed the ball into the box and Mo Salah is there. He planted his foot on the ground and absolutely smashed home the volley. And Liverpool killed the game off a couple of minutes later when Mo Salah got his second of the game. It was a mistake from the Stoke defender Peters as he completely misjudged the bounce of the ball, and that allowed Mo Salah to nip in, steal the ball. He's one-on-one with the keeper, and of course he puts it past the keeper and into the back of the net. And that was the game ended. I feel a little bit sorry for Stoke. Liverpool should have been reduced to 10 men when Mignolet brought down Juve on the edge of the box. He was the last man, and also they were the better side for the ending of the first and the opening of the second. But Mo Salah came on in about the 70th minute and Liverpool just looked like a completely different team. I hate to think what we're going to be like when he heads to the African Cup of Nations. Stoke, like I said, were unlucky with some ref decisions, but they just couldn't handle the power of the Egyptian king, Mohamed Salah. All hail. All hail. And we move on to West Brom versus Newcastle. West Brom took the lead on the brink of half-time through Hal Robson-Kanu. It started with a lovely ball from Johnny Evans to Kieran Gibbs. Gibbs' first touch was superb. He digged a delightful cross, which Robson-Kanu gets to, and heads through the legs of the Geordie keeper. And West Brom doubled their lead 10 minutes in the second half when Sam Field got his first goal for the club. Typical West Brom goal, get that ball in the box and hope, but like the first goal, this was another delightful cross, this time from Matt Phillips. His cross took out the entire Newcastle back line with his cross going to the back post where Field arrives, who hit it left-footed into the back of the net. But Newcastle got one back 5 minutes later. It was a really sloppy goal for West Brom to concede. They just switched off for a moment, and from a Newcastle corner, no one is picking up the Magpie captain Kieran Clark. He thumbed a header straight into the back of the net, and Newcastle levelled the game up in the 83rd minute thanks to a Johnny Evans own goal. It came from a free kick that Matt Ritchie took right on the edge of the box. He didn't try anything fancy, he just absolutely twatted it across goal. Johnny Evans got caught off guard as the ball bounces off him and into the own net. And as the game ended, West Brom have to be disappointed with that. They had the game firmly in their grasp, but two quite sloppy goals have ended up costing them. It's cost them a hope of a Premier League win, something that they haven't experienced since August. Newcastle, on the other hand, will be delighted with the way their team fought back to pick up a point and end their run of 4 successive Premier League losses. And we went to Manchester City versus Southampton. Manchester City took the lead only 77 seconds into the second half thanks to Virgil van Dijk. It came for a free kick and Kevin De Bruyne puts in a stunning ball in. Sergio Aguero misses it. Van Dijk and Nicolas Otamendi both swing their foot at it, and it was Virgil van Dijk who got the vital touch as he fizzed it into his own net. But Southampton got a huge goal in the 75th minute when they levelled the game up through Oriol Romeu. This was completely against the run of play, as a deep cross from the left-hand side was taken down by Sofiane Boufal. He laid it back to Romeu, who smashed it home via the underside of the bar. And it looked like Manchester City were going to drop points for the first time since August, but alas, up stepped a hero in Raheem Sterling as he won the game with the last kick of the match. He just had a goal disallowed not 2 minutes earlier, but he carried on going as he had the ball on the left-hand side and cut inside. He picked out Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne gave the ball straight back to him, and he curled it straight into the top corner. And that's how the game ended. Manchester City are getting very close to their unbeaten streak being unravelled, with Huddersfield doing well at the weekend and now Southampton nearly picking up a point here. City just had too much for Southampton as they continued their winning streak to 12 straight Premier League games. And we went to Leicester versus Tottenham. Leicester took the lead in the 13th minute and it had been coming. It was 2 years ago to that day that Jamie Vardy scored in the 11th game in a row, and he celebrated the occasion by scoring a beauty against Spurs. Mark Albrighton played a chip over the top of the Tottenham defence, and you'd expect Vardy to take it down, run at the goal, finish one-on-one, but instead he just stuck his foot out and looped the ball over Hugo Lloris and into the back of the net. And Leicester doubled their lead in the brink of half-time through Riyad Mahrez. Both Mahrez and Vardy looking good in the same game. What is this, 2016? But this was a great goal as well, as Mahrez had the ball on the right-hand side. The Spurs defenders let him cut inside onto his left foot and he curled his shot straight in the top corner of the net. But Tottenham would look to get back into it. Harry Kane reduced the deficit to 1 in the 80th minute. Yet again, another great goal in this game. Some lovely one-touch passing led to the ball being with Eric Lamela, and he just touches it round his man into the path of Kane, who smashed it into the top bins. And that's how the game ended. What is happening to Spurs at the moment? They just can't buy a win right now. They had plenty of chances, but they were just wasteful in front of goal, something that you wouldn't expect from a team that has the goal machine of Harry Kane up top. But this was a Leicester win straight from their title-winning season, as we saw Vardy play on the shoulders of the defenders, balls being played over the top towards him, a straight-up smash and grab, with them coming out of this match with all 3 points, despite the fact they only have 37% of the ball. And we move on to Bournemouth versus Burnley. Burnley took the lead in the 37th minute minute through their summer signing Chris Wood. It had been coming, to be fair to the boys in claret. Steve Cook's clearance is poor and the ball fell straight back to Burnley. Jack Cork found Robbie Brady. Brady cut inside and it looked like his shot could have been dangerous, but it was blocked. But it fell kindly to Chris Wood, who took the ball home. And Burnley doubled their lead 20 minutes in the second half through Robbie Brady. It was a lovely goal, this one, as Burnley catch Bournemouth on the counter-attack with John Goodmanson finding Brady on the edge of the box. Brady cut inside of the challenge before smashing it right-footed in the top corner. But Bournemouth would reduce the deficit to 1 when Joshua King got the goal. It was pretty much Bournemouth's first chance of the game as Jermaine Defoe was played in. Defoe's shot really should have been dealt with, but instead the ball runs through the fingers of Nick Pope and Joshua King reacts quickest to poke into the net. And as the game ended, a very big win for Burnley, as this win sees them jump into 6th and leapfrog above Spurs in the table. Bournemouth did have majority possession, but Burnley were well organised at both ends of the pitch, with them not allowing Bournemouth to get a shot on target until 11 minutes from time, and that was the goal. Burnley did well in this game, and I'd say they fully deserved the 3 points. And we went to Chelsea versus Swansea. It took Chelsea until the 55th minute before they were able to take the lead, and when they did, it came from Antonio Rudiger, who bagged his first Premier League goal. It came from a deflected shot that N'Golo Kante took, but as I said, it was deflected, and it was deflected straight into the path of Rudiger, who headed home from close range. And that's how the game ended. A pretty boring one, this one, with Rudiger's goal being the only thing that really happened. Chelsea were extremely dominant and should have had more, but in the end, the best they could manage was 1-0. And finally, we've got Brighton versus Crystal Palace. I don't really know what I can add to this one. It was a pretty even game, both teams having 1 or 2 decent chances, but they weren't able to take them, and in the end, I'd say a draw was probably the right result. So that's all the games I've got for you this week. Before we go, let's take a look at the Premier League table and top goal scorer, starting off with the Premier League table. Starting with the top 5, and as you can see, Manchester City are still at the top following their late win against Southampton. Manchester United kept up the pace with their rivals following their win against Watford. Chelsea 3rd following their narrow win against Swansea. Arsenal 4th following their big win against Huddersfield, and Liverpool make up the top 5 after their win at Stoke. Moving on to the bottom 5, and Crystal Palace have reduced the gap to the rest of the pack following their 0-0 against Brighton. Swansea 19th after their loss to Chelsea. West Ham make up the drop zone following their big loss against Everton. West Brom 17th after their draw against Newcastle, and Stoke make up the bottom 5 after their loss against Liverpool. Moving on to the top of goal scorers, as you can see, Mohamed Salah is still on the top after his 2 goals against Stoke took him up to 12 goals and 2 assists. Harry Kane joined the double figures club as his goal against Leicester moved him to 10 goals and 1 assist. Manchester City teammates Sergio Aguero and Raheem Sterling are both on 9 goals, but Aguero's on 3 assists while Sterling is on 2, and Alvaro Morata make up the goal scorers on 8 goals and 4 assists. Right, so that's all I've got for you this week. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll be back next Tuesday for the next episode of the Premier League review. If you want to follow us on Twitter to stay up to date about when we upload a video or go live, you can. The link is in the description, or it's at @portionofsport_. If you want to follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my personal YouTube channel, you can. The links to both of those are in the description as well. All my channels should be popping on your screen round about now. But anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. I've been Mark from Portion of Sport, and I'll see you soon.